Anarchy Airwaves presents Punk Rock Combat, Double-Header Destruction, Match 1, Off, versus the Bronx Match 2, Voodoo Glow Skulls versus the Suicide Machines. Welcome to the war zone. Static erupts on the screen, cutting between grainy footage of mosh pits, neon-lit, fight, text, and violent stage dives gone wrong. Tonight, it's a double dose of destruction. Hardcore fury meets raw punk aggression as OFF, and the Bronx step into the ring for an all-out bloodbath. But once the dust settles, the war ain't over. The ska-core slaughter begins as the Voodoo Glow Skulls clash with the Suicide Machines in a brutal skank-to-the-death battle where only one band will stomp away alive. There's no encore. There's no soundcheck. Fight or die. Off versus the Bronx, the abandoned hardcore venue, the pit of no escape. The battleground is a condemned DIY venue, its walls tagged with decades of graffiti and sticky with stale beer. The pit isn't just a dance floor. It's a bottomless void, hungry for fallen punks. Off steps into the venue, Keith Morris cracking his knuckles, his sunglasses reflecting the flickering red lights above. Dimitri Coates grips his guitar like a weapon. Keith Morris, grinning through cracked teeth. You know, I've seen a lot of bands come and go, but you kids, you're just tourists in my world. The Bronx steps forward, Matt Cawthron wiping blood from his mouth after what was probably a brawl before the fight even started. Matt, cute speech, old man. But we ain't here to talk. We're here to tear you apart. Hardcore fury. Keith lunges first, throwing wild windmill punches. Matt dodges left and right before landing a headbutt that sends Keith stumbling backward into a stack of amps. Dimitri swings his guitar like an axe, cleaving the Bronx's guitarist in the chest. Blood splatters across a Misfits poster in the background. Yorma, the Bronx's drummer, rushes in with a cymbal and hurls it like a throwing star. Dimitri barely dodges as it slices through a neon sign that once read "No stage diving." Dimitri, rules were made to be broken. The pit awakens, the venue shakes as the floorboards split open, revealing a chasm filled with old flyers, trashed beer cans, and the souls of stage divers who never made it back up. Keith grabs Matt by the collar. Keith Morris, panting, blood dripping from his lips, hardcore's about survival. Kid, let's see if you make it. Matt, laughing through the pain, then let's go down together. Matt body checks Keith, both fall into the pit. The screen distorts as their screams fade. Double knockout. The venue collapses, leaving only silence. Winner, no one. Hardcore wins. Voodoo Glow Skulls versus the Suicide Machines. The back alley ska brawl. The Rude Boy ruins a post-apocalyptic alleyway lined with wrecked tour vans, burning trash cans, and shattered trombones. Rude Boys turn zombies skank endlessly in the background, their undead bodies still moving to an unseen rhythm. Voodoo Glow Skulls march in, their brass section gleaming in the firelight. Frank Casillas cracks his knuckles, staring down his opponents. Frank, your ska's weak. Your horns sound like a high school marching band. The Suicide Machines step up, Jason Navarro twirling his mic cable like a noose. Jason, smirking maybe. But at least people actually dance to our shit. Fight. Horns of Doom, the brass players charge at each other like medieval knights, swinging trombones and baritone saxophones with deadly precision. Eddie rips his guitar strap off and chokes Suicide Machine's bassist Royce Nunley, dragging him across the asphalt. Royce, gasping, dude, not cool. Jason leaps onto a flaming dumpster and dives off, drop-kicking Frank in the face. Skank or die. Jason executes his break the glass special move, skanking so hard that windows in the alley explode, sending shards of glass into Voodoo Glow Skulls' faces. Frank, bleeding from 100 tiny cuts, grins through the pain. Frank, cute. Now let me show you how real Rude Boys do it. He summons the undead skank army, ghosts of Rude Boys past, who grab the Suicide Machines members, dragging them toward the pit of eternal ska. Jason fights back with one last move. He jumps, spins midair, and delivers a flying elbow drop to Frank's skull. Frank coughs blood, stumbles, and falls into the flaming dumpster. It slams shut. Fatality. The Suicide Machines win. Jason spits on the ground, grabs a beer, and walks off as sirens blare in the distance. Tonight, we saw hardcore legends fall into the abyss and ska warriors fight for survival. But in the world of punk rock combat, there's always another fight brewing. The camera cuts to a shadowy alley. A lone figure leans against a brick wall, arms crossed. Wimpy from the Queers steps forward, shaking his head. Wimpy scoffing, hardcore? Ska? You guys are all just wimps. If you ever want to see a real fight, you know where to find me. He flicks a cigarette at the band. Hardcore fury. Ska-core destruction. Tonight, only the strong survived. First, the Bronx burned. Then the ska pit erupted. What's next? Find out in Anarchy Airwaves.
Anarchy Airwaves is a wild, high-energy radio show that brings the chaos and intensity of punk rock to the airwaves.